All students, how are you doing? I hope all of you are fine and good health. I'm going to start as me, Dr. Qusay Faisal. I'm going to start with today topic 3, one of the important topics which you are going to study it with Dr. Kamran in year 4, which called web design. And then after that I am going to go for grammar. There are two grammars we are going to take in this lecture. One of them is to indicate importance. So the grammar to indicate importance, like have to, has to, or must. And other grammar is about comparative and superlative. Now we are going to start with web design. So what is web design? Actually, web design is referred to design of websites that are displayed on the internet. It's usually referred to the user experience rather than, for example, developing software program or something like that. So what is now here it shows the web design here. So we have here the area of client and area of server. So what is the requirement to do web design in the client side and server side? So how we are going to do website for that? Before I start for the web design, before I talking about what is the requirement for client side and server side, I said website, design website. So what is the difference between site for website and side? Actually, site is referred for area. Example for that, when I say medical site, or when I say, for example, location site. Site means area of something, but side it means the position of something. So for example, when I said client side, I mean by that client user position which is computer, using user computer. Server side, that means I mean location, server computer. So that's the difference between website and client side. Now the requirement for computer for user the client side is HTML, CSS, JS. That's what you do need to offer it in the client computer. The abbreviation it may come to the exam. So what mean of HTML? Hypertext Markup Language. CSS is Cascade Styling Sheet. JS is JavaScript. For web language required for server side is PHP, ASP, and Perl, which mean PHP means Hypertext Processor, and ASP means Active Server Page. Perl is Perl. There is no abbreviation for this one. So, in order to type a program for website design, so you do need 3 typing programs. One is called statical website. Statical website, that means for client you required HTML, CSS, and JS, as I mentioned previously. Then you do need dynamic website. This is for server, which is PHP and ASP and Perl. And you need intelligent website, that's normally configured at the router site. So at the router you do need advanced programming with JavaScript, PHP, and ASP. So that's requirement when you design website. Now the question you might ask, okay, I offer this one, so what I have to do and what I don't have to do when I design websites? So what are the things which you do need to do it, and the things which you don't need to do it when you design website? When you design website, you must actually, and you have to divide the information into small sections. However, if you put the information just in one page without division, without divide it into small sections, small area, with one title. So the idea, your idea of website, it will be boring, and maybe this is quite few people is going to see your website because it's not that much interesting. So it's better to put it in a small topic, to put it in topics, each topics with a small information. Divide your website into information, useful information. Then you have lot of links. It's good to have lots of links in your website. So you talk about something, just give title, and if the person who is seeing your website want to have more information, just click on the link and he go for more information. But sometimes the person who is watching your website maybe just want to browse what's your website about. So the title with a small 1 or 2 lines written about your title, okay, with link. If the person who watch your website want to extend, so it could click on the link and goes for more information. So by this, your website will be nice, easy to look, easy to understand, and more arranging. Also, it's good. It's not really necessary, but it's good to have start with the briefing pieces about what your website is going to talk about. Just brief piece of writing. Let us say 4 or 5 lines about what is your website talking about. Okay, so the readers is going to understand, have brief information in these 4 lines. Then very important things. For example, you did your website, let us say in 2015. If you didn't upgrade your website, let us say every 2 months, 3 months, you didn't update your information regularly, so no one is going to watch your website, and your website will be old history. So you do need to always update your website with the new information. Okay, that's about the things which you do need and you must do it. The things which you don't need to do it is having lots of links on one page. So you write about something and you put link on one of the page, and then you write about something else and you put link on the same page which you refer to it. So put lots of links refer to one page, so it will be not looks nice. So you have to put different link refer to different pages, not to one page. You have sometimes you include your graphs, so lots of graphs to make your website looks nicer. However, you shouldn't do that. If you put your lots of graphs, you must make sure the graphs have different idea. If you put lots of graphs with same idea, so your website will look boring and not nice to look at. So you have to put different idea with different graphs which shows to different idea. So that's how you make it nicer. Sometimes you write your website, you do your website, and you forget about reader. So you put it too much sophisticated idea, not easy idea to understand. So if the reader will not understand your idea, is getting fed up and bored from your website, is going to leave your website. However, you shouldn't forget, when you write a website, you shouldn't forget about the readers who's going to read your website. Also, having page, you might have your website have page with dead end. Thus, you must not do that. So the reader is going to read, and he want to reach to the end of your website, and at the end, it will not reach to the end of the website. It's dead end. So thus is not good. So your website, for example, is when you reach to the end, is going to return back to the beginning, and so on. Reach to the end, back to the beginning. So this is website with dead end. So you shouldn't do that. That's not good to have it. That's it about website topic, how to design website. We have idea about website, how to design website, and the things which you do need to do it, the things which you don't need to do it. By the way, you could use to design website, you could use programs such as 3D Max, or you could use another programs. You could search about it on Google. That's one of the homeworks which you I think you do need to do it. Not next week, next week after. I'm going to talk about it in just a few minutes. That's it about website design topic. Now, before I go to grammar, there are some basic abbreviation. You are computer science, you should know it. These abbreviation are MB means megabyte, same like GB. GB means gigabyte, MB gigabyte, megabyte. LAN. This LAN abbreviation stands for local area network. Now if I just put full screen for this, and we are going to see. Now it's full screen, just 1 second. Full screen. MB means megabyte. LAN stands for local area network. WAN means wide area network. That's we did it. We saw it during the topic 1. LAN, WAN. CDR, you should know it. CD stands for compact disk, and ROM means read-only memory. ISP, that's we saw it in topic 1, which is Internet Service Provider. PC, you are computer science, so you should know this is PC means personal computer. OP means optical character recognition. RAM means random access memory. That's we are going to study it in microprocessor. GSM means global system mobile. We took it in topic 1. MHTZ means megahertz. Okay, that's for speed for the computer. Now these are the topics these are the abbreviation which you do need to know it. After that, the homework which I talked about. So what I want you to do, I want you to do search using internet. Google is fine. Write at least 50 words. No need to write references. Just write 50 words about website design. So what is the website definition? Okay. What is the programs which is required? So definition here. You do need what system requirement for the client side and for server side. The program requirement, same like 3D Max and other programs. Just search on internet and see what is the useful programs for designing website. You do need to give me idea on what you must do or must not do it when you design a website. Okay, this is homework. The due date for this homework, the final due date, actually you could submit it before. The final due date, it will be not the next week, not 24th. No, it will be week after. And 24th, I want homework number 1. Now this is part of homework number 2. Another part, homework 2, I want you to write, just below that, about continuous about grammar. I will give you another exercise about grammar. Just write it below homework number 2 later on at the end of this lecture. Now that's it about homework. By the way, I do need to mention maybe the time or the situation will not be allow me to do quiz for you. However, I am going to give you the 10% of the mark for activity. So you have homework number 1. The final due date to submit homework number 1 will be on 24th of October. So the homework number 2, it will be for final due date, it will be on Saturday, not next Saturday 24th, no, on the Saturday after, I think on 31st of October. 31st of October will be for the final due date for submitting homework number 2. I prefer Actually, I prefer to submit the homework, handwritten, or you print it by computer and print it and submit it on my disk. Just put it on my disk. Even I'm not available, just put it on my disk. As you know, this is marks, so it's better to put you the mark, when I have something, receive it by hand. However, if it's not possible to submit it for me by hand, it's not possible to submit your homework, put it on my disk, okay, you could submit it to my email or to Google Classroom. Is up to you. All this is okay, but I would prefer more if you submit it, you put it on my disk. Anytime you come, you have lab lecture, you come during the lab lecture, put this one on my disk, even if I am not available. Okay, that's regarding homework. Now let's go for grammar. As I mentioned, we are going to go for 2 grammars today. The first one is indicate importance. So we use have to, or has to, or must to indicate for something very important. You do need to do it. For example, there are two things we are going to take: affirmative and negative. And it's possible to use it using question. However, I'm not going to go for question. Affirmative and negative, these are the 2 topics which is important for when you're writing your thesis, or when you write an article to explain to your manager about some work you did. Okay, so for affirmative, you use subject, I, he, she, we. So these are subject. And then you use has or have. So of course, if you use I, you, we, use have to. If you use he, she, or it, you use has to. Okay, or it's possible you use must. Then you put after that the verb, and then after that you put the complement of the sentence. Now, if you use must, is exactly same like have to or has to, but it will be more stronger, more affirmative. If you use must means you must do it. This is affirmative. To do it 100%, you will have no problem. But if you don't do it, definitely you will have big problem. You have big consequence for if you didn't do it. Example for that: he, see the subject here. Subject here is he or she or it. So you do need to put has. Okay, he has to. So the subject, the formula is subject plus has to, he has to. Then put the verb. What is the verb here? He has to take. The verb is take. His medicine. He has to take his medicine. Okay, so if he didn't take his medicine, so most probably he will get sick. Okay, more sickness. So he is sick, he will get more sickness if he didn't take his medicine. He has to take his medicine. You, now here the word is must. You could use have. Okay, you have to come, or you must. Now must is more stronger than have to. Have to, if you didn't do the sentence with have to, that means if you didn't do it, you will face difficulties, but small difficulties, not big difficulties. But must, if you didn't fulfill the sentence, if you didn't do it, so you will get very big difficulties. For example, you must come university before 9 o'clock. So the substance is you, the word must, okay, and then come university. Here you must come to university. Okay, you must come to the university before 9 o'clock. So now here the verb is come, and the complement is to the university before 9 o'clock. Now what's happen if you don't come before 9 o'clock? So maybe the teacher or the lecturer will not allow you to come to the class, to attend to the class. maybe you will be absent. He will let you come to the class, but you will be absent. He will not mark you as attendance. See here. So there is some consequences, big consequences, if you use must. But have, if you use if you use the word have, so it's possible to use you have to. Is not as strong. Is important, but as not as strong as must. Must is more stronger than have. So I have to bring my children from school. If I didn't bring my children from school, I might call my brother, I might call my sister, my wife. So it's okay, but it's important if I do it. It's better if I do it. I have to bring my children from school. Okay. So the formula is substance, which is I, then put have to, then the verb, then the complement of the sentence. Now this is for affirmative. For negative, so also the formula is put the subject, see here, but here for have you use do not have or don't have. For has, don't has. Okay. For must, you put must not. Then continues the sentence with verb and complement. Example for that: you must not leave, or you mustn't. It's possible to put apostrophe must, then n, apostrophe t. It's possible. You must not or you mustn't leave any rubbish. So if you leave your rubbish in somewhere, so this place will become dirty, and lots of germs, lots of insects, and not good to come here. So definitely you must not. Here is must, strong. But you could use you don't have to pay for the food. So if you pay, okay, it's up to you. But it's better you don't have. Why? Because it's free. So the food is free. You don't have to pay. If you want to pay, it's up to you. It will not make difference for us, but it make difference for you. You will get the consequences for this one. You'll be affected if you pay. But if you don't pay, that's good, that's better. So this is important to do it. So must have stronger meaning than have and has. This formula or this grammar is very important when you write, as I mentioned, when you write your final year thesis or when you report something to your manager. Now let's go for another important grammar, which is comparative and superlative. We use comparative, sorry, here there is mistake, comparative. We use comparative forms to adjective or adverb. So we use it for adjective and adverb. The most common one, you put er or est. That's how you put the comparative. By the way, comparative, it will be at the middle of the sentence. And then after you use the comparative, you put than. For example, we have the example for adjectives, tall. So if I want to use comparative, I put er. That's the common use for comparative. Put er. So someone is taller, er, than this one. So normally comparative, it comes in the middle of the sentence, and you put than after that. This one is smaller than, so you put er, and then you put than this one. This liquid or this water is warmer than this water. Okay, so at the middle, and if you notice after that you put than. Same for quicker than, colder than, faster than. All these are in the middle. Now for superlative, normally superlative, it will come at the end of the sentence. So you put est to the adjective, and then you put it at the end of the sentence. But by the way, before you put the superlative, you put the. So for example, this guy is the tallest. The tallest. So at the end of the sentence, after that, you put full stop. This man is the smallest in the class. This man is the smallest. Est. And that's it. After that, full stop. This water is the warmer. This water is warmest. The warmest. So you put the warmest and full stop. This action is the quickest. So the and then quickest. Coldest. The coldest. The fastest. You put the and then you put the adverbs, the adjective, and then you put est. For example, this one as well, the hardest. Now, not all the words you put er and est for comparative and superlative. You have to make sure the word not ending with e. However, if the word end with e, example for that, large. See here how you write large, L-A-R-G-E. So if the word end with e, you just add r at the end of the word for comparative, or you just add st. I told you that you put er or est, but if the word end with e, same example for that, large. So something, okay, for example, let we say Iraq is larger than Lebanon, is larger than Syria. So you see here because it's comparative, I'm comparing between two countries. So the adjective come at the middle and put just r. Why just r? Because end with e. And then after that put than and put the other country which you compare with. Same for later than. So later you put just r and then you put after that than. Nicer than, you just put r. Now if you want to use superlative, so you put just st. So it will be the largest. Okay? For example, China is the largest country in Asia. So China is the largest in Asia, the largest country in Asia. For example, latest, also the latest, you put st, nicest. So that's if the word, the adjective word end with e. However, there are some few words that have a syllable, 2 syllable or 3 syllable. You see here, large is 1 syllable. Small, when you talk about it, you talk about it 1 syllable. But for example, if I say expensive, so here, expensive, there are 3 syllable here. Fashionable, fashionable. So this is, when you talk about it, you feel the word is too long, it have 2 syllable or 3 syllable. Modern. So when I talk about it, modern, so you see modern. So there are 2 syllable in this one. Crowded. So this is 2 syllable here. Careful. When you talk about it, careful. So these are 2 syllable. For 2 syllable, use more or less if you are going to talk about comparative. And you use most or least if you are going to talk about superlative. For example, expensive. See here, so expensive. There are 3 syllable here for this adjective. So if I'm talking about comparative, so I say more expensive. If I want, or it's possible to say less expensive. Fashionable, more fashionable. Or it's possible to use less fashionable. That's for comparative. Same for modern, crowded, careful. For comparative, I could say more careful. You have to be more careful. Okay? Or I could say you could be less careful. You could be less careful. So it's possible. Both are, you could be less careful than him. Or you should be more careful than him. So I'm going to compare between you and him. Could use more or less. Now, if I'm going to talk about superlative, so I should use, because this is 3 syllables, so I should use most or least. Now, this computer is the most expensive. Use the, then most expensive. Or I say, this computer is the least expensive computer. So least expensive. So this least, L-E-A-S-T. This is also superlative, least expensive. I put the and then use least expensive or most expensive. So for 3 syllable, 2 or 3 syllable, or more than 3 syllable, could be 4 syllable. So I could use more or less for comparative, or I could use most or least for superlative. Now there is another things. Now when you talk about sentence, you find it's one syllable, same like small, tall, but it have vowel at the end, it have letter with constant. See here, warm. This is not constant. You feel there is more movement. You say wo, quick. So quick. So you say quick, ik. So this is, is one syllable, but you feel is moving, is not constant. The constant, for example, sad. See here, is constant. It's no movement when you talk about it. When you talk, you feel it's not moving. Sad, happy, greedy, okay, easy. Sorry, not this one. Big, small, big, wet, sad, fat. These are constant syllable. So not happy. Sorry, it's not this one again. It's big. So big. You feel is constant. What you do for that? You double the last letter. You put double G. So B-I-double-G, and then you put E-R. You put bigger. Bigger than. That's for comparative. Wetter, double T-E-R. Sadder, double D, S-A-double-D-E-R. Sadder than. Fatter, F-A-double-T-E-R. That's for comparative. Now for superlative, you put double G-E-S-T. It will be the biggest, the wettest, the W-E-T-T-E-S-T, the wettest, the saddest, then S-A-D-D-E-S-T. So see here, double D. You duplicate the last letter and you put after that ER or EST for superlative. ER for comparative, EST for superlative. Now there is another adjectives which end with Y. See here, I told you about adjective end with E, so you just put R or ST. Now what about adjective end with Y? Same like happy, greedy, easy. So what you do for that? So this is, as you see here, is one syllable. It's not two syllable, but end with Y. So what you have to do, you change the Y to I, and then you add ER for comparative, and you add EST for superlative. So that's it for the for comparative and superlative. There is only a few adjectives which we call it irregular. It won't follow any rule. However, although I know this is for most of you, you study it in secondary school, but there are some students doing some mistakes with it. For example, bad. You cannot say badder. See here, this is one syllable and end with constant D. So if you follow the rule, you should duplicate the D. So it should be B-A-D-D-E-R, or it should be B-A-D-D-E-S-T. That's for superlative. But this is wrong. Why? Because this is irregular adjective. To know the exchange for this word to comparative and superlative, you do need to memorize it. There is no formula for this. So if you put B-A-D-D-E-R or B-A-D-D-E-S-T, this would be wrong. So it should be bad, should be worse, W-O-R-S-E, and should be worst. That's for comparative and superlative. Good. You should. Some students put gooder, put just er, or goodest. This is wrong. Should be good, better, best. This is irregular irregular adjectives. Sorry. Little. Some people put just r or for comparative just st. Why? Because they say it's end with e. But hey, come on! I told you this is irregular. You shouldn't put littler, littlest. This would be sound wrong. Definitely wrong. You should be less, L-E-S-S, or least. And this is little normal use for quantity. Okay? Quantity. Little of something. Little rice. Little something which is quantity uncountable normally. Little for quantity uncountable. You cannot count it. For example, rice, water, little water. Okay. So little, it's possible to use a few. Okay, few water. Okay, but I'm telling you about the adjective little. So for little, use less and least. Less for comparative, least for superlative. It's wrong if you put littler, littlest. This is wrong, completely wrong. Much, much, you put more or most. So these are irregular verb which you do need and you must memorize them. So see here, just for regular verb, for irregular verb, just for irregular verb. These are special. These are the most irregular verb, which there are, I think, 3 or 4 more regular verb I didn't mention, but these are the most common regular verb, and I don't want any of you guys, I don't want any of you do mistake with these things, with these adjectives. Now that's it for today lecture. I'm going to give you to complete for homework number 2, as I mentioned. Homework number 2, the complete of homework number 2, I have these are few adjectives. I explain it here, you can see it here. So I want to write this table at the back of your homework, or to continue after writing the website design homework, which I gave it to you, same paper. I want you to write this table, okay, and just put happy. What is the comparative of happy? Oh, this is Y, and with Y. So you should change Y to I, so it should be here. Change Y to I and then put ER, so it will be HAPPIER, happier than, or the happiest. So it should change Y to I and then add EST. So it's very easy, big. This is one syllable and constant. So what should I do? Expensive. This is a 3 syllable. So what should I do? What should I write here? What should I write here? So these are, you should do it. It's very easy and all explained here. So you could find it here. Just write it on the same page of homework number 2 for the website design. After writing the website design homework which I gave it to you, write this one. Now that's it for today's lecture. Guys, I sent you exercise to practice for the midterm test and for the final test. So please have a look at it, and if you have any question, you might ask me whenever you see me, or you could send me by email. It's up to you. However you ask me, if you have any question. So please have a look to the exercises. You are not required. This is not homework. This is exercises for you to practice. Please have a look at it. For the midterm or final test, how it will come? It will come similar like this exercises. I will give you passage or something to read, and I will give you a question about it. So for example, for midterm test, it will have from 30. So I will give you 8 or 10 marks to read passage, and this passage have a question, maybe 5 or 6 questions to have marks of 8 or 10. That would be the first question. Second question would be about grammar. So maybe I will give you gaps, and after the gap I will give you verb. I will tell you to write it in correct tense, in right tense, or I will tell you to write it in passive tense. Or maybe I will give you sentence. I will tell you to change this sentence to passive tense, or to put the correct maybe informative or formative formula to do it, for a sentence. Or maybe I'll tell you to do comparative and superlative. So all the grammars which we took during the topics before the midterm, I don't know where the midterm, maybe it will be on 7th of November, 7th or 14th of November. That's where the midterm will be started. However, grammar would be for question number 2. For question number 3, I might ask you about general knowledge. General knowledge, for example, I will tell you draw the diagram for communication, or draw the diagram for GSM model. Or maybe I'll tell you what is the things which you shouldn't do it when you design a website. or what is the programs which is required when you design website. So all these questions I might ask you. This is general knowledge and you do need to know it. Maybe you will have a fourth question. It would be either about grammar or general knowledge. So this would be 3 or 4 questions. That's for midterm or final. So please look to the exercises which I sent it to you about the exams. Thank you to all. Thank you for listening to all. Hopefully continue with you for next topic next week. By the way, the homework which I told you for the homework number 2, the submission, the final date for submission date, the due date would be not next week. The final due date will be on Saturday, not the next week, Saturday, the week after. I think on 30 or 31 Saturday, 30 or 31 of October. Okay. Good luck to all. Thank you for listening. Continue with you for next topic, inshallah, next week. Bye.